You're tuning in to Past Our Prime, a show powered by Squad Locker.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
Here are your hosts, retired Astros minor league star Tip Fairchild and former Patriots All-Pro center Dan Copen.
Go rock this thing, huh? Love you, man. Let's go get it.
We're just gonna go. We're gonna see how much of a friend you are.
Okay, friend. What are we gonna do? Like 5 questions and like, all right, tell me what type of cologne he wears.
No, we wrote
You
down
might
some
know.
stuff.
You
We
actually
got some
might know.
stuff.
What's his favorite lotion? Cocoa butter.
He does love cocoa butter.
He does love cocoa butter. He does blow
First of
dry
all, wait
his
a minute.
hair.
Time out.
Hold
What
on.
cologne does he wear?
What cologne?
I need to know.
Episode 58 right
Yeah,
now.
episode
Hey,
58.
we're just gonna jump in because we very rarely get the scoop. And you won't listen to this until Thursday. But
no, it's brand new.
Brady
Yeah.
just retired. My goal is to have Tip Fairchild cry today.
Oh, I won't cry.
And
Are you gonna
friend of
cry?
the program, ex-New England Patriot quarterback, is on the show live with us. So, Matt Cassel, the
Cast dog.
he actually was going to bump us today for McAfee.
He didn't though.
I mean, I didn't though. I'm here. I'm here for
amazing.
you. Actually,
But let's just be
McAfee
honest.
bumped
They
me.
rescheduled you. You would have bumped us.
Let's be honest. I would have bumped you for just 30 minutes. So it wasn't a bump. It was like, hey, can we push it back? Because they've got.
Sure,
they
we'll
gotta
just
do
go
all
on
the-
your schedule. No worries.
Thank you.
No
I
worries,
appreciate
buddy.
that. I appreciate you wholeheartedly.
All right. So
Good
can
teammate.
do you just want to go? Can we make you cry or
No, you're not going to make me cry. I mean, it is the end of my childhood. I did get one good year with you.
good
Cast
year.
dog. I got one good year out of you in 2008. I mean,
Look, that's what happens, brother. I mean, when you play 20 years for the same organization, you get 1 year with me, you feel let down because we didn't make the playoffs. But at this end of the day, I mean, it's been 2 years now since you left the Patriots. You've had time to cry.
I've had plenty of time to cry, and I have. But
it's just been an emotional roller coaster with you the last few days.
It has been.
The early announcement. Did you think he was going to retire?
No, I thought it was going to be one of those situations where it was going to spark something. He's going to let's prove them all wrong and go back
Yeah, I
out,
did
play
too.
one more season. And selfishly, we all wanted to still see him play because obviously he can do it at a high level. He led the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns. I mean, that's the part, and it's going to be really strange to not see the number 12, competing out there on Sundays this upcoming year, which that's the crazy part about it. You become so accustomed to him being there and like the figurehead of the NFL. And now it'll be a void for most of us.
That's your so analyst cap off.
Right. And
What are you feeling right now? I again,
Dan's been off today.
I hate.
He's been off.
I hate when people who control the interview answer the question beforehand. So I'll answer afterwards.
I'm good
what do
at
you?
that.
What do you? Yeah, I know you just want to talk a lot. You just want to get your thoughts out there. What are you feeling right now?
I really am not feeling one way or the other. I knew that it was inevitable, right? It was going to happen sooner or later. I didn't think it would probably happen after this year, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'll miss the fact of watching Tom Brady compete on the weekends because we've been there, we've been in the huddle, we've been around him, we know the type of competitor he is. But I mean, you got to be happy for him, right? He went out. He never lost a step. He never was that guy, kind of like a Roethlisberger this year, that just couldn't do it anymore. He played the game how it should be played on his terms, and he's walking away from the game on his terms. So you've got to be happy for as a friend, as a teammate, and also as just a fan of the game that we got to see greatness for 22 years. And now it's at the point where, it's happening. And everybody has to expect it at some point. I mean, if you're sitting here saying, hey, you weren't going to expect it this year or next year, then you're crazy.
I get you. I'm still kind of a little mixed up right now. And it's
In what
not,
way?
It's just like, just because, I mean, you played a little bit longer, so you still have your analyst hat on. You're still trying to get a job at NFL Network or ESPN. I don't know what you want to do next, but
I don't either.
I mean,
he's got the Boston sports thing right behind him.
Well, or McAfee. I don't know. Yeah. You might have to wait in line. There might be another quarterback they're going after for color duties right now. But it's just like, all right, so I had enough time to decompress from playing and just become a fan. And I just like as a friend, I liked watching him play. So when Tip says like my childhood's gone, it's like, fuck. I can't watch him play anymore.
By the way, most of the time I wasn't in my childhood.
But I agree with you. Like, hey, you'd like to retire and win a Super Bowl. That really doesn't happen a lot. and he went out on top. So he's going out on his own terms, which I get, and he completely deserves, and his family deserves more time. But selfishly, it's just like shit. I can't watch him anymore.
I know, and that's the sad part about it. I mean, that you don't get to watch him play, especially like you said, because of our close relationship. There's a lot of fans out there that are super happy right now that they never have to see Tom Brady again. Right. And there's other fans like Tip that are going to be crying their eyes out, and it's terrible. I can't believe
it's the same way when you left.
I'm pretty sure you're like, good riddance. Have a good day. Go enjoy yourself in Kansas City. They're not. We're rebuilding.
I did see the Jets post. It said,
the Jets one.
It said, "Please be true," or so whatever. It said the Jets posted like, "This better not be a lie," or something like that. It's funny.
Yeah. Hate him or love him, though, everybody in this game respects him, right? And he's left an imprint on the game and his legacy. I mean, it'll be generations after generations of generations that they'll talk about Tom Brady, the GOAT. And that's the thing that, is, I guess everybody will take away from it, is that, look, he came out and played the game how he should. And it's just an amazing career. Nobody will ever be able to replicate what he did, what he achieved, and the consistency level in which he did it year in and year out. And that's the truth of the matter.
I've been just 22 years. You're in 10 Super Bowl appearances. Oh. And for those of us in this room and on that screen that have been to that game, it's fucking hard to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, just like you go through 3 out of 4 years, your first 5 years in the league or whatever it was, you've got a target on your back from then on. It doesn't matter what type of team you have. Everybody's going to give your best shot, and you still make it to 7 more Super Bowls. I don't know if anybody can really do that. Like Steph Curry. Like that 3-point freaking record that they were celebrating this year.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what a joke crock of shit that was. Are you kidding me? The game has changed. He did it in how many less games than Ray Allen? Well, they shoot 15 a game. The game's changed. So you stop the game on that, and that record's going to be broken. Whoever doesn't think that record's going to be broken is insane. Mm-hmm. But to get to 10 Super Bowls in 22 years, I don't know if that can be done again.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the part about football, right? You look at football; it's not just ever about one person, right? Now, he definitely elevates the play of all of his teammates, but everybody has to work in unison. The offensive line, the wide receiver position, tight end, the running game, defense, everybody. You're reliant on so many other people to be successful. However, because of Tom Brady's presence, because of the nature in which he approaches practices and how he holds people accountable and how he's meticulous about going through the game plan, like that's the most impressive part about it, is that there was never any like down years, right? It was always steady. And like you said, Copen, that's the other part, is people get up to play the New England Patriots. People get up to play Tom Brady because they know that they're playing Tom Brady, Belichick, Patriots, and you're going to get everybody's best effort. I remember the year in 2007 when we're undefeated, and at halftime, we're tied with the Detroit Lions, who had won like 2 games that year. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We're coming off at halftime, and the fans are all pissed off. They're screaming and they're booing. And I'm like, aren't we undefeated? Like, don't you guys have some kind of faith right now? I was like, what the hell is going on? But it's just to your point that you get everybody's best effort, and nobody can figure out how to beat Tom Brady, like, and the New England Patriots, just because of him and what he's able to do and how he's able to get you into the right play at the right time, and his mental fortitude to go out and just make plays at the biggest moments. I mean, I'm rambling right now, but I think one of the
How many interviews have you done so far today?
Probably at least 4 or 5.
There you go.
But nonetheless, I will say this. I haven't said this, but I was thinking about it. Like in 2006, right? We go to play the Chargers. And that team that year, like we were 12-4. But let's be honest, we weren't as strong as maybe
the wild card round? Or the divisional round?
The San Diego Chargers. Yeah, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're 14-2. We go in there. They're all world. They've got it going on. I mean, they're a tough team to play on the road. And it came down to that play. Remember, they called a timeout, and we quarterback sneaked it. I think it was 4th and 1. Quarterback sneaked it, and we got stuffed, but they called a timeout.
Yes.
We come right back. He sees Rashay Caldwell.
Yes.
He's pressed all of a sudden, gives him the fade route, hits him for a 45-yarder to set up the game-winning field goal. It was just incredible. And it's moments like that he would always rise to the occasion. And that was a signal. That wasn't even called in the huddle to run the go route. It was something that he looks out there, recognizes it in the biggest moment in one of the biggest games to beat an opponent that we shouldn't have beaten that day, and to hit it and then set up the field goal. It was crazy.
Well, to your point earlier, Troy Brown did strip somebody on an interception beforehand.
No.
So, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
If Troy Brown doesn't do that, we don't get to the Rashae Caldwell play. So, you're absolutely right.
To Man in the Arena, I think that was the first game that Giselle went to also.
That is correct.
Am I right?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I nailed that.
There was talk. Remember at the locker room, it was like, hey, Giselle's outside the locker room right now or something like that. Yeah.
I rewatched. So let me tell you what Dan did yesterday, Cass Dog. So I come in, and we're in the office. We're hanging out and doing our thing. And then he just decides he's going to watch the 2007 season Man in the Arena. In the office, sitting beside me.
In the office.
Yeah.
How'd that go for you?
I was
worked
angry.
up.
I'm still angry.
He went down to the gym after that.
It's just, it was good closure. I mean, you're going to have to watch it, and I was going to watch it anyway. And then with all the retirement thing, and it's just like my emotions are going haywire.
You were worked
it's like,
up
all right,
for
let's
that.
just watch it. He does a great job. He produces a good product. So
I like how he
it was
swears
closure
in that show.
Oh, he does.
Swearing like a sailor in that thing.
Was it closure for you?
It was a little bit of closure. Thank you
Was
you
it?
for
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, I like Strahan. I don't understand why we need to tell his side of the story.
I wanted to punch him right in the
let's
mouth.
just-
Why does he get to talk?
Yeah, I don't
he
really.
talks enough.
I don't want to hear about their great season when ours just got crushed.
He was on that one way too much. I wanted to slap him around on that one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I mean,
He
you
did
know
look
what,
jacked,
the crazy part too was just us beating them at the last game of the season, and that was really the start of playoffs for us, right?
Yeah.
You go into that game because a lot of the backups, like I was told, hey, be ready to go second quarter. Probably they're gonna. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh, fire it up. I'm going through the game plan with McDaniels singing, and then all of a sudden that game started off, and it was back and forth from the start to finish. And I just remember Brady walking over and going, I'm not coming out of this effing game.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, all right. This is so much for me getting some playing time.
Yeah, they make
Put your helmet back
They
away.
make the playoffs. We were, I mean, obviously number one seed. Nothing to play for that game, but there was a different feel for that practice because we had been in the number one spot before, and we could sort of tell, like, okay, we're gonna take the foot off the gas a little bit, and we're gonna rest some people. That was like a normal week, jacked up probably, by 10. And you could just feel, and you got there, and it was just like nobody's coming out of this game. So,
And
I mean,
it was-
for a game that meant nothing, it was kind of a classic.
Was the another one bites the dust thing real?
Yes.
You guys just banged
Yep.
that through the speakers every
Yep.
game?
Brew did it at some point during the season. And it was probably
another one bites the dust.
yeah, it was probably
Yeah,
it was
great.
probably early on. It wasn't necessarily just because of that, but Brew started counting them. It's probably
Yeah.
after
Oh,
that
yeah.
Spygate shit.
So with Izzo and Welker, those were my two boys that when in my younger years, we used to go out in Boston after every victory.
Those were the
And
guys
so
you learned from. God help us.
Oh God, I'll tell you what. I mean, we had some good times down there in Boston, but I mean, it started to become a tradition where we'd celebrate after every victory. So it would be 6 in Izzo, 7 in Izzo, 8 in Izzo. That's what we referred to our nights out. So, but we didn't want to break tradition because it became something where it was like superstition. We've got to go out. Hey, it's 10 in Izzo. It's 10 in Izzo.
Too bad.
It was a long season for me down in Boston. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
That's good. What you spent a lot of time with him though in the meeting rooms, out on the football field. Do you have a couple moments was he a good mentor?
He was incredible.
Was he? Because I mean, he's not. Yeah, he's not like a standoff guy. Like I know what he is like to other guys.
Right. You know what? He is humble in his approach, and he's one of those guys that I could ask the dumbest questions. Looking back, they were stupid. Like, how'd you know that the Mike Sam was going? Well, dumbass, the strong safety's rotating down. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Or this front 3-4 is reduced. I can't figure out, is this considered an under and over? And he'd just be like, simplify it in my mind. But he was always incredible in those meeting rooms. You could ask any question, he was there to answer it. He also, I'll never forget my rookie year. He didn't have to do this. It was my first start because that last preseason game against the New York Giants, he wouldn't play, and I got the start, and he's like, dude, come by the room. I'll go through the game plan with you. And this is after we already did it, like with Josh McDaniels. But I go and I sit there in his room. He's sitting there like doing something on the internet, but then puts it down, sits there and goes through and comes through the all the passes with me and says, hey, bud, don't worry about this. Look, they're going to be probably playing a lot of zone coverage. Just check the ball down, take your profit, stay ahead on down and distance. That'll help you in this game. And it was unbelievable because everything he said came to fruition. But at the same time, talk about giving you confidence as a young guy that's trying to make the team. And at the same time, he doesn't need to spend any time with me, right? Yeah. I'm a rookie quarterback.
You didn't even play in college.
Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't know if I'm really going to stick around for a while, but he, out of the goodness of his heart, brought me in and went through that game plan with me. And I'll never forget that. Like, just super grateful for everything that he did throughout my career. And even post me being like away from the New England Patriots, he'd constantly call me throughout the course of the season, check in, see what's going on. And he's always been that kind of guy, that kind of friend.
What about, do you remember if he was actually at that game?
Oh, isn't that the one game where everybody got upended about it? Because like we had like 30 guys on the sideline.
Or he didn't go.
We weren't even there. So this is. I'm glad he sat down with you in the afternoon to talk about the game because he wasn't going to be there later on that night. So during that week, we knew the starters weren't playing in that game. And so we went into a meeting in the weight room with Belichick, all the starters. He's like, okay, hey, you're not playing, stay out of trouble. And then McGinnis sort of like raises his hands like, hey, coach, I got a question. He's like, yeah, Willie, what's up? He's like, so if we're not here or around here, are you going to come looking for us? And Bill just was sort of just like, no, I'm not going to come looking for you. So nobody showed up to the game. I remember being on a flight, flying over the stadium, looking at the lights that Cassel was warming up to on my way to New York City with Brady. It was me, Izzo maybe? No, Izzo was special teams. It was me and a couple other guys, usually Paxton, but Paxton was a snapper. Off. I forget who. It was phenomenal.
Quite a few guys weren't there, and we looked around. We're like, okay, well, I guess it's just us guys. Let's go there. We got the support of our team. I'm sure they're having a great time watching.
We watched it. We watched it. It was just we watched it in New York.
Overflight. Yeah, that's
we flew right over the stadium.
That's how spring training ends all the time too. And your brother could probably tell this where. That last couple games of spring training, the big league team's already left, but you go to an away game and like you get kind of called up, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to go pitch in the big league. Yeah. So you go and then you're like, okay, I'm facing Sheffield, I'm facing whatever. Like Berkman will be here, Bijou will be here. You go there, it's just your normal AA team. And there's no fans left.
Guys are going to be competing against.
Oh yeah, it's great, perfect. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
All right, what is your favorite story? You got a favorite? They always ask me that. I hate when people ask me that.
I was like, there's so many. Over 14 years, you've got a lot. Over that 4-year period, which was 15 years ago, it's like, what is your favorite moment? I mean, I love the battles that we had with Peyton Manning and that game, right? The Colts, Patriots back then was always incredible. I mean, one of my favorite stories, honestly, was when my rookie year, he got banged up against the Bills, remember? And he had like the lower calf injury or something like that. Didn't practice all week, but we were playing Tampa Bay that week. And it was for the AFC East Championship. If we won that, we clinched in 2005. Well, he's on the sideline and I see him wincing and I just thought maybe it's his calf. And he keeps going, oh. I'm like, dude, you okay? And because I just kept seeing him wince. And he's like, I'm fine. Well, we get in the locker room and he's taking off his stuff and his left nut is the size of a grapefruit. Yes. It is like triple the size, black and blue. And I was like, oh my God, that is an issue, dude. Like, what is going on? He goes and he finds out he has a hernia that like the fluid, all that stuff's coming in. He finished that game. Well, then we started playoffs the next week. And I was like, what is this guy going to do? I think he had to get it drained, but then he literally put on 2 jock straps and played the rest of the season with just 2 jock straps on before finally getting it operated on that offseason. I mean, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But the fact that he was able to go out there, compete, and play speaks to a level of toughness.
I would have assumed that his nuts were already that big.
I really can't get that picture of his nut out of my mind still to this day.
Oh my gosh. It was
transfer it right over here.
It was absolutely gross.
I have a question.
I want you.
So we actually were bringing you on before all this dropped because you were just going to be our guest. We're going to talk playoff football. We're going to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
How do you? Well, no, you were.
It was.
How do you feel
before this?
And then all of a sudden, my day exploded this morning at about 9:00. How do you feel about having the viral tweet that you had the other day?
Gosh, I'm still
Was your
getting
phone?
used to
Did you have
this.
to turn off notifications on your phone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting used to the social media thing, right? I do these like little game breakdowns and who do you think is going to win the matchup, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Nobody responds to that at all.
Nope.
You get a decent amount of likes. You get a couple hundred likes.
But I get one comment where I confirm that I text Tom Brady and he didn't respond back, and it was like, boom. And I was like, I don't understand the social media thing at all. But you know what? I guess just make some simple comments to have a little humor.
I think the social media thing is built for you.
It is.
It's built for your personality. Stop trying to do the serious stuff and just let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
Let that big brain work.
And do it on Instagram too. Do it on Instagram too.
That's what everybody says. Like, you gotta get more presence on Instagram. But you know what? I don't know if my wife and I are super comfortable yet just putting the kids out there and doing all
Don't
that.
put the kids on there. You would had these two amazing lip syncing things that you did early in the year. I was so excited. I was like, he's gonna do this. He's gonna do this.
Anytime you end a post with ball sack.
Oh my God, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It worked out really well. Like, he was screaming and I was like, that just works out. Ball sack. I was like, perfect. That works.
That should be a weekly segment, and then. But God. I did laugh so hard when I called Dan. He declined my call 3 times in a row. Like,
he was. Yeah. Well, hey, I always pick up. You usually call me at like 8 a.m, which is
of course
weird.
I know I'm gonna get you.
All I get is 8 a.m. What's up, lava? And I'm just like, oh God.
Well, you do pick up. You do always pick up, and you are a phone talker more than a texter. I do know that about you.
I would.
You seem to like to talk on the phone.
100%.
Yes.
More
so then, and then what was funny though, you just decline. Like, and I'm like, oh, he's like worked up right now because this is when the first fake news dropped. Yeah. And then I get a group text. I'm on a group text, and we see your tweet. And I laughed for fucking 10 minutes.
Oh, it's great. It was phenomenal. I actually shared that tweet with our Derby group too, which surprisingly he texted back during that.
No, he did.
Yeah, which is weird.
I'm waiting for something. All right, come on, Tommy, give us something more. Like, give me a little more.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit more.
Confirmed. Texted Tom Brady, and he has not texted me back yet.
I can now confirm that I texted Tom Brady, and he has not texted me back.
So funny. That's what it was. Oh, I cried laughing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What else do we have? What about this receiver tweet that you saw? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
all time.
That was. I mean, but then that's basically how Twitter works nowadays, right? I mean, that's
everybody's trying to get a hit,
right? Yeah. I mean, that was a hit where
so funny.
Oh, Dwayne Bowe was talking about Mahomes and how easy it is to play with a quarterback. Try playing with Matt Cassel or something like that, which is kind of weird because you took him to the playoffs. You made a Pro Bowl. What the hell is he talking about?
He still has the Chiefs' all-time record in single-season touchdown receptions. I was like,
"Yeah, you're welcome,
Dwayne." Okay, Dwayne. And I like Dwayne. I always liked Dwayne. He was easy to get along with. He wasn't one of those receivers that was always coming up screaming, "Give me the ball!" This, that, and the other. But he wrote that. I was like, "Shots fired, bro." Like, I just want to tear you up right now, dude. But I'm going to take the high road, and I'm just going to say, I took a few to the back, but that's okay. Yeah. I'll see you soon. It's just the media world that we live in. Everybody's trying to get a hit. Everybody's trying to do that. Yeah. I'm just like, but as an ex-teammate, I've always been like, dude, you can't compare like who you played with. You have no control over that. Yeah. At the end of the day, we had a good run. We had some fun together, and it is what it is.
And you're a lunatic for a coach. So what do you want?
Don't shit all over me.
Can confirm. Matt Cassel reads his mentions on Twitter. Yeah. Can confirm that one worked you up.
What about?
My favorite thing all time.
You can do that. Yeah, go for it.
What?
No,
I can't believe
he missed that
we didn't talk about this when we were together at the Matt Light shootout thing because it's probably my favorite 4.5 minute video ever. And I've watched it 1,000 times, is the Kenny Powers thing, the K-Swiss piece.
That was awesome.
Unbelievable. Like, was that is, I feel like, that's what your Instagram and your Twitter should just constantly be. Shit like that.
I started the rebuilding process by enlisting all-pro quarterback Matt goddamn Cassel to command my high-powered marketing offense.
K-Swiss tubes. We let the dogs out. Emphasis on we.
Who did it? We did it. It's good, Cassel.
K-Swiss tubes. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Touchdown. Fantastic concepts, Cassel.
What?
I should probably just post that and just let it go again, because that came out really like, what was it, 2010, 11 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that was really before social media is what it is today. Mm-hmm. Right. And it got a ton of looks and all that stuff, but like nobody really remembers that. But that was amazing because Danny McBride, the guy who is the same guy that was a character in the commercial, he is so funny. And all those takes were ad lib. Like we're sitting in there and the stuff that he was saying in between those takes, I was like, I had to talk to my marketing guy. I was like, dude, I can't have that said. Like, because it was like, but he hit that dude with that muffin, like in that commercial. He must have hit him 7 times. One time they're picking out muffin out of his eye. And so I'm not kidding you. The first, I'm reading through the slogans or whatever. I've got the shoe in my hand. I'm supposed to throw it at this guy who's acting like he's, reading his text or whatever during my meeting. So I throw the first one and I didn't know like how hard they wanted me to throw it. They didn't say anything. So I kind of threw it, not with too much velocity. And the producer or director says, cut. Hey, Cassel, look, this guy's getting paid. We want you to fuck him up with this shit. And I said,
yeah, you buried him. Like you broke his hand, basically.
Oh, dude. So for the next like 10 takes, like I had contact on about 7 of them and I wore his hand out. And then they had Danny McBride right across the thing, just wearing him out with a muffin. And then they just put a new muffin in the middle. This poor guy by the end earned his money, dude. It was hilarious.
When he hits him with that muffin so hard in the face in that thing, it is priceless. We'll put this in, Max, because it's like too funny.
God,
but that whole thing, and then I for some reason after it came up like on YouTube or whatever, and I watched it, and I'm like, wait a minute, fucking Cassel's in this. I forgot how funny that was. It was perfect.
That was a good one. That was fun too, to go down there and shoot and get to know Danny McBride.
Did you get paid for that? Awesome. Did you get paid for that?
I actually did, yeah.
Did you?
I was a K-Swiss guy, but the funny part is I like signed this deal, did the national commercial, and then I thought I was going to have like obligations to do for this contract. Well, they split up like their marketing department or something like that. The guy that like hired me left. I had 0 other obligations.
You got right like, in the middle. You got lost in the middle.
I was like, perfect. This is amazing.
Yeah, tubes. K-Swiss tubes. It was about the tubes. That's
what about
the tubes?
Yeah.
Brady brand? Do we have any Brady brand yet?
No. TB12.
No,
TB12.
Brady brand.
No, the actual lifestyle brand, Brady brand. Can we get a coupon code? I just placed a pretty big order.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What's it look like? Is it like his slim fit and like?
Well, it's not here yet.
It's a lot of members jackets and.
I bought socks. I bought 4 pairs of the socks. I got the mesh shirt. He's got a shirt that has. It's like I'm a little nervous about the shirt.
It's got holes. It might show some.
Oh, that would be a great look
fur.
For you.
Yeah,
especially
some fur.
In the weather you guys have out there.
Yeah, some fur and some skin coming through it. So
all right.
So maybe the mesh shirt and a leather jacket would be a really good look for you.
I can't wait.
Put the turtleneck underneath too, maybe.
Oh yeah.
You can wear a turtleneck.
Should we ask him who's going to win?
We can, if you want.
I mean, he is an analyst, right? Like,
he is.
So who's going to win the Super Bowl? Like, what do we got?
You know what? I got the Rams because I just don't know if the Bengals offensive line is going to be able to hold up. I mean, the fact of the matter is that's their one weakness for the Bengals is that offensive line. And as much as I love Joe Burrow, I love the weapons, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, all those guys. At the end of the day, they're a scrappy team and all that. But when you have Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller coming after you and you don't have an answer for it, and the way that they spread them out and don't give a lot of help to those tackles, they're going to be in a world of hurt. I have to believe. And the Rams are playing really good right now. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Stafford's dialed in too. So it could be one of those games again where you never know what can happen. But at the end of the day, I think that's going to be the downfall for the Bengals.
We have 2 of your jerseys in this office, by the way. They're on the backup wall over here. Pull them over, but no, you can't see that, Max.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no way you can get over
there.
You
can see it.
We got the KC one and we got the Pats one. I tried to get the Dallas one, but it was expensive, so.
Well, there's a few other ones out there too. Buffalo, we can get Buffalo.
I can't find Buffalo.
We can get Tennessee.
Can't find
the Buffalo one.
We can get Tennessee.
Yeah. I can't find that either. I'm telling
Detroit.
you. eBay. These people scoop up the Cassel jerseys. They don't let them go.
Ours
aren't moving. Ours aren't moving.
Never let them go.
Hey,
never let them go.
Thanks for popping on, buddy.
You know I love you, brother. It's always a pleasure being with you guys.
That was fun.
Hey,
go enjoy your day. You probably got 18 more media commitments right now.
I got a few. Yeah, I got a few, but this was by far my best one.
See, there you go.
Cut it loose on that Instagram. We want to see that. We just love seeing you on there.
You know what? I'll just start putting some dance videos together for you guys.
We like that.
Let it just all hang out. You know what I mean? I've got skills. I got skills. I need to show it.
Yes, 1,000%. Bring Welker in. Bring Izzo. Let's bring the whole gang back together. The world needs to see what you guys did.
We look forward.
Amazing.
Are we going to the Derby this year? Is the next question?
He just asked that, but I mean, he's got more time to do it.
He's got more time.
He has more time. I mean, like we talked about this the other day. I think the golf trip needs to be a number one priority.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's what I think needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's at Seminole, I mean, it's at Seminole. I'm not. Who am I? Who am I to choose where it goes?
Right. I mean, if it's there,
if somebody within the group is a member there, I don't know. Maybe we should just go there.
I think that we could probably make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm in. It'll be our retirement gift to him, but he has to pay for it all.
Yeah, Cassel, you can. That can be your gift to me, though. You still on
there.
That.
You go.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Yeah, you haven't given him a gift yet, so that's true.
I've given him my soul.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy.
I love you
later,
guys.
buddy.
All right, see you, man. Thank you. Oh God, I love when he comes on. I do. I do. He just brightens my day.
He's a day brightening guy.
He's one of those guys when the phone, like, when I see his name come up on the phone or a text, I just know it's going to brighten my day.
That's a good friend.
So
that's a good friend.
I appreciate him.
Yes.
He was. I think very, very. I mean, even keel, right?
Oh,
he's
people.
Like, I feel like
you just did a couple.
I feel like I'm a little more rocky right now than he is.
I mean, you did a couple interviews. He's probably doing a bunch because he's still current media, I guess you could say. Like they're probably really going after, and plus the quarterback thing. Yeah, I'm assuming they're after.
He's got that going for him, no doubt. But
you know the Cassels,
what I didn't ask him, what I didn't ask him, which has been asked to me, and I'm sure it's been asked to him, is why no New England comments in the retirement press release?
We probably have 80% New England fans that are primers.
So they probably want to know that. Or
I've been asking,
what do you think?
I've been asking this to you all day, basically, because I know you have the insider intel on.
Which I don't. I have reached out.
Yeah.
Not to. I've texted somebody to just be like, hey, is there something going to be there in the future? I haven't heard back. My thing is, I don't care in a sense, because I think he's earned the right to retire how he wants to retire.
Yeah. Good way to put it.
You know, and I don't want to take away from that and be like, oh, you should mention the Boston fans or whatever. Maybe 2 years ago, I think he did a great release 2 years ago thanking everybody. Mm-hmm. Maybe he thinks that is enough. I don't know.
It was a lot then.
Maybe there is something coming up in Foxborough, or like a press conference or something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
That's my take on it.
But if there isn't, why take away from his day that he's earned?
It's just surprising.
Why?
And I don't care either, because
you do care.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do care.
I don't. I'm on the Ryan Whitney path of like, he already gave us 6 Super Bowls in 20 years of
that's true
getting to watch him. He can do whatever he wants. I just wouldn't mind seeing him in Boston do a parade.
So you do want to see it. So you do care.
I do. No, it's not that I care. It's just I wouldn't mind seeing it just because it would feel good. But I already feel great about it anyway. By the way, there's not much he can do that makes me feel less about him. So, like, if he wants to retire that way, he retires that way. Yeah. Right? And I think that he already might have said his goodbye to New England. This was his goodbye overall, but it just happened to be with Tampa, so he's going to be nice to them. Now, you don't think he's going to be around every once in a while?
I do.
He's not going to be around in Tampa every once in a while.
He might be back every once in a while. Why not? He's probably, he has a house in Florida. He's building a house in Florida.
Yeah, but he's going the other way. He's going to the other coast.
It's not that far of a, he takes like private jets like Ubers.
I know, but I don't know. I think he's going to do that more up in New England.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay.
But
I would agree too.
I get where people are coming from, but I don't know.
It's funny that you don't know. You're a little shook up by this.
No, I'm not shook up. I just like it's.
You've been a little off.
Well, it's just like it's a career that is. ESPN had one. Tom Brady is one of one. You know what I mean? And it was just like, okay, that sort of like, I mean, but it just like looked at it and was like, okay, yeah, that's true. And it's not just because of, for ex-players or people, teammates that played with them or whatever. Like, that is true. Like, there's nobody that had gotten more out of his physical tools than him. There's nobody that's worked harder to make his deficiencies not deficient. You know, and I mean, not like he has worked for everything that he's gotten, and he deserves to have the retirement that he wants. And it's like a happy day, but then you don't get to watch him play, which sucks.
That's the sad part.
And it sucks.
Yeah. And so plus because he still might win the MVP and he's still pretty spry.
But like he should go out like that, right? You don't want to see him going down.
No.
Like losing Kellerman like a few years ago. His arm strength's down. He's falling off a cliff and all that. Jazz,
by the way,
who gives a shit?
That never happened.
It didn't. You know, I mean,
that never happened.
It's just I'm gonna miss him on Sundays.
I still would love it if we had to eat our words and he came back and played 1 year in New England.
You take it. I take it.
You would too.
Shit.
It's actually not off my radar.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Whether he, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, you're worked up. It's okay. It's good. This has been a long week. It's been a long and
closure. I
did get some closure because Man in the Arena. I can't believe you watched that right there. You just went after it. I did tell you it was excellent.
It was good.
And it did show a lot of that game in 2007, and it was like heavy on Strahan, but I think it was nice hearing the Brady thing. The reason you watched, I said at the end, you got to watch through the credits because he goes, oh, thanks, guys. That was fun. He stands up and he's like, fuck the Giants on 3.
Fuck the Giants on 3.
It's funny.
You know, it's kind of true. I mean, with everybody that you face, every batter that you face, you respect everybody, and you're not gonna win them all. So I mean, life goes on. My day doesn't change tomorrow. So
is he gonna? Do you think he keeps up with the TB12 method and the diet and the pliability? I think that's just lifestyle.
I think that's lifestyle.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're going for, right?
Well, this is what I was. He's like that segue. That's a segue. So. We're back on the we have to. It's actually not something that we're trying to do anymore. It's more of a we have to go on a healthy eating diet and lifestyle change. You and I, we've gotten larger. Cassel might have even mentioned it.
I think he did.
It sounded like it. So we're gonna get after it. You were in the gym the other day. I'm lifting weights.
I'm trying to change my lifestyle.
We're not just going to do losing weight. We want to get stronger.
I think we've done this before. I feel like we've done this before.
We've talked about it before.
I feel like we've talked about it a lot.
We both got on the scale and we both were in shock and awe.
Yeah, but I would like to say that my scale weigh-in on Monday morning probably wasn't as accurate as
mine.
It should have been. Yeah, it's yours. Because I just did come off like basically a 3-day binger where on Sunday I didn't leave the couch from 3 o'clock till
that's 5 pounds
9:30, and I drank and ate whatever I want. So
yeah, that's a 5.
I mean that had something to do with.
I knew I needed to change. We went out to dinner on Friday night and we had I ate 6 to 8 makis. What do you call them?
Mochi.
Mochi.
Mochi. I think. Mochi.
Chinese or Japanese? What is that?
Japanese.
Ice cream, basically in a piece of dough. It was delicious.
They're really good.
There was I remember I got a FaceTime call I think at one point, like the next morning from my parents or something, and I looked and I was like, oh. I saw myself. I was like, we got to change.
All right, so we're changing.
We are. There was other games. This is what we did expect to talk to Cassel about was just his commentary on some of the games that are on and the playoff games. Joe Burrow's a stud. Really like what he's doing. He reminds me of a little bit more arrogant Brady, even though his thing, he still got drafted number 1 overall and came out of a national championship. But all that before that is very much, it's almost like he started a little bit earlier. He started at the end of his college career with I'm not good enough to go play in college. I'm a third string backup for 3 years. Screw you, I'm transferring. I'm going to win a national championship, Heisman, and get to the Super Bowl in my first 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's got that swag to him.
Got a swag, plays great. Yeah. Can stand in there and get hit. Sacked 9 times against Tennessee. I don't know how many times he was hit against.
Crazy.
Kansas City. I mean, I mean, talk to Cassel. I mean, their line is their weakness.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, and especially those inside three guys, and then you have Aaron Donald and these guys coming in. That's a tough challenge.
We'll let the dust settle.
But he doesn't get phased by it. He gets sacked, whatever, and he's.
They were down 21-3. Like,
hey,
I mean,
by the way, I got Jamar Chase out there. I'm just going to throw the ball up in his direction, and he'll make a play. I got Joe Mixon behind me to sort of take some pressure.
Mixon runs
off of me, so.
downhill. That guy runs hard.
Yeah.
And then also I saw a funny picture with, you know how he's always having the cigar after these big wins?
Is that his signature move?
Burrow is having the cigar with Jamar Chase in the locker room. And then out in the parking lot, the two dads were having a cigar. And they put like the side-by-side picture up. I wonder if that was
staged at all.
I'm sure, but it's just funny. It's a good picture.
See, that's the shit Cassel needs to do, stage some shit.
I know. He's going
to get it going.
Be a social media monster.
That's how you get followers, right, Max?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Max knows.
Learn from the greatest.
Yeah, yeah, Max knows. So I think we let the dust settle on this week, and then next week we make our Super Bowl predictions.
I think we're even, though. Yeah, I think we're even money-wise.
I won this week.
What was the spread in the LA game? Was it 3.5? Or the Kansas City? Was it 3.5?
Yeah, 3.5 or 5.
Okay, then
I went 3-1, and you went 1-3, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
You won on heart.
Yeah.
You won on heart.
That's right. So,
and I got screwed because I thought the Rams would win, and it was 3.5, I think, and they won by 3.
And now we're dead even money-wise on the year.
I can tell you I'm going to take the Rams already.
Oh, well, I'm not ready to make my pick yet.
That's fine. You study all you want.
We should find another way to bet, too, because if we both take the same things, then it's going to be... Actually, you know what? I'm taking Cincinnati.
Perfect.
Fine. so no dust settling. We just made our picks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the line is. What do you have?
Oh, I'll take that.
Oh, I'm getting 4.5?
Yep, I'll take that.
I'll take it all day.
All right. You want to go, because we're even now. You want to go double, 200?
Well, I was either going to do that, or should we both jump in a charity pool for some squares?
Yeah, you can do that too.
So we'll do some squares. Oh, you want to do that too?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it all then. Let's do double, 200.
Let's do it all.
Okay, and then we'll get in some charity squares. Somebody send us some. I'm in a few, but I always like to jump in the mix on some of these things. And then sometimes a charity one. By the way, if I win a charity one, maybe we donate it back. Right, Max?
It's a good thing to do.
Okay. Well, so listeners, DM us your charity square details.
You did not cry today. What's your favorite memory?
My favorite Tom Brady memory.
I feel like this is like a freaking eulogy or something. Like, feels weird that way too. When the guy's just retired, he's going on to have
around.
You ready for my answer?
Going on to have a wonderful life.
You ready for my answer?
Yes.
What's my favorite Tom Brady memory?
Yes.
The next one.
Oh God, you're such a loser. Oh. All right.
That's how you
snapped me out of that.
Hang on. I will give you a real answer now.
The next
that is my answer. But just because that's how he lived. What ring do you like the best? The next
how
one.
he lived.
Right?
He's not dead.
That's true.
This is amazing.
So, no, you know what I really do love? And it always got me going. I always did love the pump-up videos as he got later in his career. You know, like the 1 minuters once he hit social media. And then this is actually kind of later in their career too, but you tell me, because I don't know if he was doing this early on. The run down the sideline to Jay-Z's public service announcement.
I think he was doing that for a long
early,
time.
Right? With the let's go.
Yes. I cannot confirm that because we came out at different times.
Yep.
He was out first. But
you heard the roar of the crowd.
Yeah, you could usually tell when he was going out there. But, so I think he's been doing that a long time.
And I've been right there before. Been on the field on the corner of that end zone.
Waiting for a little hug.
No, everything. But just like I did kind of make eye contact one time. It was like he ran right by and like he was kind of doing the side shuffles on the way back. And like we were giving it to him pretty good. And it was from here to Max. I mean, it was close. And like I could see the eyes.
Oh, I'm sure he noticed you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
Sure.
All right, well, thank you.
Heavy day in here today.
Cassel, Brady retires, man. All right.
That's
New chapter starts.
We'll probably never talk about him again.
Probably not. All right.
See you next time.
Past Our Prime is brought to you by Squad Locker. Squad Locker is your one-stop shop for custom team apparel, delivered right to your front door. Learn more by visiting squadlocker.com.